Welcome to Same Spit, Different Face TV. Well, my opinions is facts, and if you don't like my opinions, you can start your own podcast. And it's free. So don't forget to spit on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification. Now, Spit Squad, as we expected, Lil Durk will be added to this indictment with a superseding indictment, and he has essentially been named as the leader of the situation. Now, according to the superseding indictment in 2010, Banks formed an organization called Only the Family, OTF, which, among other things, produced and sold hip hop music from artists primarily from the Chicago area. OTF also acted as an associate in factor of individuals who engaged in violence, including murder and assault at Banks' direction, and maintained their status in OTF. Banks feuded with a victim identified in court documents as TB. The feud stemmed from a November 6, 2020 murder in which an associate of TB shot and killed an OTF rapper named Davon Bennett, aka King Von. Bennett and Banks were close friends. In response to Bennett's murder, Banks allegedly put a bounty on TB's life. On August 19, 2022, several OTF members and associates used two vehicles and worked in tandem to track, stalk, and attempt to murder TB for hours, culminating in a shooting at a gas station located near the Beverly Center shopping mall. The co-conspirator used multiple guns, including a machine gun, and fired at least 18 rounds at TB's vehicle, striking and killing a victim identified in court documents as SR, who was TB's family member who had been traveling with TB. Banks allegedly ordered TB's murder, and the hitman used money from Banks and OTF-related finances to carry out the hit. Banks and flight records show that an OTF member and close associate of Banks coordinated and paid for 5 co-conspirators to travel from Chicago to Cali on the day before the murder. Around the time the one-way flights were purchased, Banks told the OTF associates booking the flights, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." The same day, the hitman traveled to Chicago to California. Banks also traveled to California in a private jet with the other co-conspirator, Kayvon London Grant, 28, aka Cuz, aka Vunny. Later that day, Grant allegedly purchased ski masks for the shooters to use to commit the murder and paid using a credit card and bank name for the other co-conspirators' hotel room. The other 5 defendants are in federal custody in Illinois after their initial court appearance in Chicago. They remain charged with 1 count of conspiracy, 1 count of using an interstate facility to commit murder for hire resulting in death, and 1 count of carrying and discharging firearms in a machine gun in possession of such firearm and furtherance of crime or violence resulting in death. Jones faces an additional count of possession of a machine gun. Yeah, man. So I think it's interesting that OTF Louis got arrested today for a murder in Atlanta on the exact same day that a superseding indictment came down on Durk. Now, if y'all go check my other video that I just dropped, it'll also be in the Lil Durk playlist. I believe that they locked up O Block Louis for this murder, knowing that he didn't have nothing to do with it. He possibly had knowledge of it, but I think they want to try to flip him in order to get him to be able to put more in this case against Lil Durk. And I'm telling y'all, man, I think that they trying to tie Lil Durk to this FBG Duck case. Now, obviously, they mentioned his name a couple of times in court when the trial was going on. Now, that don't mean that they gonna tie him to it, but I think they trying to put the squeeze on Louis. Well, basically they look at it and say, okay, you O Block Louis, you been around, you not a major player, so you can walk up out of this if you let us know what you know. But if you don't, you can go sit in jail for a murder you didn't commit, but you had knowledge of, you could have stopped, or you could have told on the person after the fact. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of this play out, though. Check out my original Chicago hood movie in the end screen, No Time to Play Fair.